the divine superstructure, filling the God-shaped void. Welcome to I4L, Information for Life, Insights and Ideas to Navigate Your World, the podcast that lights your path with wisdom and guides you on your journey through the labyrinth of existence. Today, we dive into a topic that reaches deep into the fabric of our being. It's the discussion around our existential need for a superstructure and how we could channel that yearning into ways beyond conventional religious frameworks. Superstructures are the frameworks that help us to shape our perception and feelings, the buffers we use to navigate through our individual realities. At the heart of this discussion is a spark of divinity, a persistent sense of something more that resides within each of us. We're going to unpack the idea that these superstructures, which help us to manage our realities and emotions, can be other things besides traditional religious beliefs. But before we get into this, let's understand the role of superstructures in our lives. We need superstructures because they provide us with a comforting, organized grid of understanding that we can overlay onto the chaotic, infinitely complex, and often frightening world around us. They give us meaning, purpose, and context. Without them, we may feel lost, adrift on a sea of unknowable truth. Ritzer, 2007. As conscious beings, we often grapple with the sensation that our individual perception is our sole reality. Our feelings become our facts. The belief in our thoughts and feelings as truth is a compelling notion. The realization that our perception is deeply personal and subjective, although valuable, can sometimes lead us into a void of existential dread. Psychology research confirms our propensity to trust our perceptions as the ultimate truth. Gilovich, Keltner, and Nisbet, 2013, note in their seminal work, The Wisest One in the Room, how humans are prone to this phenomenon they termed the bias blind spot. This blind spot skews our perception, compelling us to see our version of reality as the absolute truth. Here, we begin to see the need for a superstructure, something that can provide us with a grounding framework, a guiding lighthouse amidst our internal tempests of emotions and perceptions. This superstructure could be seen as an external scaffolding that supports our sense of reality, provides a context for our feelings, and aids us in navigating our world. As we continue this discussion, we will explore deeper into the nuances of these superstructures. We'll examine how they can fill what is sometimes referred to as a God-shaped hole and the significance of the choices we make in filling that void. Thank you for staying with us as we journey further into this intricate topic. Remember, the conversations we engage in here are meant to provoke thought and introspection. They aren't absolute truths, but rather explorations into the vast landscape of human existence. In your pursuit of a superstructure, you're likely to encounter complexities, paradoxes, and ambiguities. That's okay. It's part of the journey. Often we find solace in joining a team, adopting a pre-existing superstructure rather than forging our own from the ground up. There's a certain relief, a weight lifted, in subscribing to a ready-made set of beliefs or attitudes that has already been vetted, established, and organized. This method is easier, it saves us time and energy, and it provides us with an instant community of like-minded individuals. However, it's crucial to critically examine the superstructures we adopt, especially when those frameworks are governmental in nature. The government, as a superstructure, wields immense power over societal norms, values, and the distribution of resources. It can profoundly shape our perceptions, beliefs, and behaviors, often under the guise of order and security. The objective danger lies in the potential for such a superstructure to become oppressive, limiting the freedoms and rights of its citizens under the pretext of maintaining stability or promoting a common good. History is replete with examples where governments, acting as superstructures, have overstepped, leading to erosion of personal liberties, surveillance, censorship, and even totalitarian control. Foucault's concept of governmentality highlights this risk, showing how governments can manipulate our sense of identity, belonging, and self-worth to their ends. The danger becomes more pronounced when governmental policies and practices go unchallenged, becoming deeply ingrained in the social fabric, almost invisible in their ubiquity yet omnipresent in their influence. Foucault, M., 1991. Governmentality, in Burchell, Gordon, and Miller's The Foucault Effect, Studies in Governmentality, University of Chicago Press. Thus, while the ease and relief of adopting a governmental superstructure may be tempting, it's imperative to remain vigilant, questioning, and critical. We must ensure that our alignment with such a superstructure does not compromise our autonomy, our ability to think independently, or our fundamental rights. This critical stance is not just about safeguarding our individual freedoms, but also about preserving the dynamic, diverse tapestry of society itself. As we navigate the complex landscape of superstructures, it's crucial to approach them with a critical eye. While these frameworks can provide us with a sense of meaning, purpose, and belonging, we must be cautious not to follow them blindly. It's essential to question the beliefs and values that underpin our chosen superstructures, to examine them from multiple angles, and to be open to adjusting our perspectives when faced with new information or experiences. Critical thinking is the cornerstone of personal growth and self-discovery. It allows us to challenge our assumptions, to recognize biases in our thinking, and to make informed decisions about the beliefs we hold and the actions we take. When we engage in critical thinking, we become active participants in shaping our worldview, rather than passive recipients of prepackaged ideologies. Questioning our beliefs can be an uncomfortable process, as it often means confronting deeply held convictions and stepping outside of our comfort zones. However, it is through this discomfort that we grow and evolve. By interrogating our beliefs, we can identify areas where our thinking might be limited, where our perspectives might be narrow, or where our assumptions might be unfounded. This process of critical thinking and questioning is not about undermining the value of superstructures altogether. Rather, it's about engaging with them in a more thoughtful, reflective, and nuanced way. It's about recognizing that no single framework has a monopoly on truth, and that there is always room for refinement, reinterpretation, and expansion of our understanding. Ultimately, the goal is to develop a superstructure that is not rigid and dogmatic, but rather flexible and responsive to the ever-changing nature of our experiences and the world around us. By approaching our beliefs with a spirit of open-minded inquiry, we can cultivate a more authentic, grounded, and resilient sense of meaning and purpose. Joining a team and adopting a pre-existing superstructure rather than forging our own from the ground up is akin to being handed a roadmap instead of having to draw your own. But we mustn't forget that every roadmap has its own bias. Each has its favored routes, its places of interest, its blind spots, and its forbidden zones. It's easier, yes, but it's also a commitment to seeing the world from a fixed perspective, Bauman and May, 2001. Then there's this sense of a God-shaped hole in each of us. This phrase is often linked to religion, expressing a universal human yearning for a connection with the divine. But the divinity that fills this void doesn't have to be religious in nature. Traditionally, religion has often provided this superstructure for many individuals, imbuing life with a sense of meaning and purpose, and furnishing a moral compass to navigate the world. However, in our contemporary era, the thirst for this existential scaffolding is often not quenched by traditional religious doctrines for some. They seek something more, something that transcends institutionalized belief systems. According to the Pew Research Center in 2021, an increasing number of people identify as spiritual but not religious, underlining a growing need for alternative forms of superstructure. This superstructure could be grounded in a secular humanistic philosophy, or in spiritual practices like mindfulness and meditation, or even in the ethos of social justice movements. Let's dive into some specific examples to really drive this point home. Take humanism, for instance. This philosophical stance emphasizes the inherent value and agency of human beings, advocating for rationality, ethics, and justice. For many, the belief in human potential and progress can be a powerful source of meaning and motivation. Or consider the growing movement of eco-spirituality. This framework sees the natural world as sacred and interconnected, promoting a deep reverence for the environment. Engaging in practices like nature meditation, environmental activism, or simply cultivating a sense of wonder towards the earth can foster a profound sense of purpose and belonging. Even something as seemingly simple as a dedicated yoga practice can serve as a superstructure. The physical, mental, and spiritual disciplines of yoga can provide a comprehensive framework for understanding oneself and one's place in the world. The possibilities are endless. Whether it's immersing yourself in the world of philosophy, dedicating yourself to a social cause, or finding meaning through artistic expression. The key is to identify what resonates with your unique perspective and values. What does it mean to fill this void? It's about reaching towards something greater than ourselves, striving for transcendence and transformation. This desire, this profound need for meaning and purpose, is an integral part of being human. Whether we find it in religion, science, art, nature, or human relationships, the drive to fill this void is what propels us forward on our individual and collective journeys. Yalom 1980. Ponder on this. The spark of divinity within us is like a quiet whisper in the storm. It craves a vessel, a home that can contain its boundless energy. A team, a tribe, a community could serve as this home, providing a framework that we can lean on. Choosing a team to be on can simplify our existential pursuits, offering a prepackaged set of beliefs and values we can adopt. This aligns with what social psychologists call social identity theory. A groundbreaking study by Tajfel and Turner in 1986 underscored our inherent need to belong to social groups and how these group affiliations greatly influence our self-concept and behavior. In exploring these superstructures beyond the confines of religion, we're essentially asking how we can channel our natural inclination for wonder, reverence, and exploration into something that can provide us with direction, purpose, and a sense of belonging. And here again, we come upon the concept of the God-shaped hole. Within each of us, there seems to be a yearning, a deep spiritual longing that feels almost like a void. This void seeks fulfillment, yearns for connection, and craves for meaning. In his seminal work, The Pursuit of Loneliness, Weiss, 1973, proposed that this longing is not a pathological condition, but a fundamental aspect of our human nature. It is the search for a purpose greater than ourselves, for a deep connection that transcends the mundanity of our everyday existence. This God-shaped hole, however, does not necessarily have to be filled with religious doctrine. We can seek to fill this existential void with love, compassion, purpose, meaningful work, art, nature, and so forth. The question then becomes, what do we choose to fill it with? The answer to this question is crucial because it is not merely about plugging a hole. It's about what we let define us, guide us, and ultimately shape our reality. Science, for instance, can offer us a superstructure that satisfies our need for understanding and discovery. It allows us to construct a coherent, testable narrative of the world around us, filled with wonder and mystery. Similarly, art can provide a superstructure of creativity and self-expression, fostering a sense of connectivity and catharsis. Philosophy, meanwhile, encourages introspection and critical thinking, offering a roadmap to explore our inner landscape and the bigger questions of life. Zimmerman, 2018. Here's where the delicate dance between skepticism and faith comes in. To blindly follow a set belief system without questioning can lead to a loss of personal freedom and critical thinking. On the other hand, to question everything, to attempt to understand everything from the ground up, is a Herculean task and may lead to a state of constant uncertainty and anxiety. A balanced approach might involve being open to the wisdom inherent in established structures, while also being brave enough to question, reinterpret, and evolve these structures to better suit our understanding of the world and ourselves. This blend of faith and skepticism can help us forge our unique paths while benefiting from the collective wisdom of humanity. Drawing from the lessons of existentialist philosophy, Rollo May, 1981, emphasizes a balanced approach in his book, Freedom and Destiny. He states that we must accept our freedom to create our destiny, while also acknowledging the limitations imposed by our circumstances. When we're filling this God-shaped hole, the decisions we make are vital. Our choice determines the lens through which we perceive the world and engage with it. It informs our understanding of life, death, the universe, and our place within it. The superstructure we choose not only shapes our reality, but also dictates how we respond to it. These choices we make aren't simply about joining a team or subscribing to a ready-made system of thought. It's about adopting a framework that resonates with our individual truths, that aligns with our inner yearnings, our personal quests for meaning, and our unique perspectives of the world. Cog, 2018. However, choosing a superstructure is not a one-time act. It's a continuous process that evolves as we grow and change, as we encounter new experiences and gain fresh insights. It's not a static framework, but a dynamic one, flexible enough to accommodate our changing needs and perspectives. Our chosen superstructure should enable us to continually question, learn, and grow, even as it provides us with a semblance of stability and order. Dreyfus and Taylor, 2015. But as we fill this God-shaped hole, as we find a superstructure that resonates with us, it's essential to remain open-minded. We should not let our chosen superstructure confine us, blind us to other perspectives, or discourage us from exploring the uncharted territories of thought and experience. In the same vein, we must respect the diversity of superstructures adopted by others, appreciating the multiplicity of human experiences and perspectives, and understanding that no single superstructure can claim to have all the answers. Nagel, 2012. As we journey further in today's episode, we must remember that every superstructure, be it religious, scientific, artistic, or philosophical, is an attempt to fill the so-called God-shaped hole in each of us. But the shape of this void is not uniform across humanity. It's as diverse as we are. Each one of us possesses a unique set of questions, a unique thirst for meaning, and a unique vision of divinity. The way we choose to fill our void, the superstructure we adopt, should reflect our individuality, resonate with our personal truths, and empower us to navigate the world on our terms. Solomon, 2012. As we continue to explore the multifaceted concept of superstructures, it becomes ever more apparent that our journey is a deeply personal one. The ways we make sense of our lives, the tools we use to interpret our experiences, are as diverse as humanity itself. The God-shaped hole within us may be universal, but the way it takes shape and how we choose to fill it is uniquely our own. Sometimes, it's about finding comfort in the questions themselves rather than seeking definitive answers. It's about becoming comfortable with uncertainty and learning to coexist with the unknowable. As you navigate your world, remember that it's okay not to have all the answers, and yet continue to ask questions, continue to seek, continue to strive for understanding. Because in that striving, in that quest, you'll find growth, evolution, and an expanding consciousness. Now, you may be wondering, how does one choose a superstructure? This isn't a question with a straightforward answer. It requires introspection, open-mindedness, and a willingness to confront our deepest beliefs and desires. It involves challenging our assumptions, stepping outside our comfort zones, and daring to engage with unfamiliar perspectives and ideas. Choosing a superstructure isn't about finding an easy answer or quick fix. It's about finding a framework that resonates with our deepest truths, that speaks to our innermost yearnings, and that aligns with our personal vision of reality and divinity. Kirk, 2012. When we speak of this God-shaped hole, it's not to say that there's a void in us that needs filling. Rather, it's to acknowledge the profound human need for a connection, for meaning, for purpose. It's a reminder of our innate drive to transcend our individual existences, to reach out towards something greater than ourselves, and to weave our individual threads into the vast tapestry of existence. Puchalski, 2014. This God-shaped hole isn't a weakness or a defect. It's a testament to our humanity, a reminder of our potential for growth and transformation. It's the spark of divinity within us that propels us on our individual and collective journeys, guiding us towards the superstructures that can help us make sense of our lives and our place in the world. D'Souza, 2011. As we journey towards understanding our own superstructures and the role they play in our lives, it's essential to maintain an open mind. Remember that the purpose of a superstructure is to serve us, to guide us, not to constrain or limit us. It's our tool for navigating the world, our compass for making sense of our experiences and emotions. It should empower us to explore, question, and grow, not restrict our thought or stifle our curiosity. Sheldrake, 2012. In the end, the superstructure we choose is less important than the process of choosing itself. It's about being active participants in our own lives, about claiming ownership of our thoughts and beliefs, and about having the courage to question, explore, and grow. The choice of a superstructure is a testament to our individuality, a reflection of our unique perspective on reality and divinity, and an affirmation of our humanity. Zimmerman, 2018. Remember that our chosen superstructure is our tool for making sense of the world. We are not its slaves, but its masters. The value of a superstructure lies not in its dominance over our thought, but in its ability to guide, to inspire, and to illuminate. Now, let's flip the coin and examine the potential pitfalls when an individual doesn't choose such a superstructure, where feelings start masquerading as facts and perception crystallizes into reality. When we do not adopt a superstructure, our individual perceptions and feelings can take center stage, becoming the only lens through which we view and interpret the world. Without a guiding framework, we might lack a stable foundation for deciphering our experiences. Our emotions, being transient and fluctuating, could become our compass, leading to an ever-changing and often tumultuous landscape of understanding. Dr. Lisa Feldman Barrett, a pioneering psychologist in the field of emotion, notes in her influential work, How Emotions Are Made, that emotions aren't hardwired reactions to the world, but rather our brain's interpretations of our bodily sensations in the context of our past experiences. Barrett, 2017. Hence, if we mistake our feelings for facts, we run the risk of misinterpreting our experiences and reacting to them based on this misinterpretation. It's like walking through a hall of mirrors where every reflection, every distorted image, feels as real as the object it's reflecting. Similarly, our perception of reality, in the absence of a superstructure, could become extremely subjective and might lack the grounding in a broader perspective that a superstructure often provides. It might lead to an egocentric worldview, where the individual believes that their perspective is the ultimate truth. This idea is echoed in the work of social psychologist Lee Ross, who coined the term naive realism, suggesting that people generally believe they see the world objectively, and those who disagree with them must be uninformed, irrational, or biased. Ross and Ward, 1996. The downside of this worldview is the potential for a lack of empathy and understanding towards others with differing views or experiences. It could lead to a sense of isolation, as the individual might feel misunderstood or alienated due to the perceived discrepancy between their reality and others. This brings us to an important aspect of our discussion, the intersection of feelings and facts, of perception and reality. We are complex beings, capable of a rich tapestry of emotions and endowed with a perception that shapes our experience of the world. While these facets of our being are crucial, they do not encompass the whole of our reality. Without a superstructure, the subjective world that our emotions and perceptions paint might become the only world we know. While it is important to honor our feelings and respect our perceptions, they should not become our sole navigation system. They are components of our journey, not the destination. On the path of life, it's essential to remain mindful of the ever-present possibility of misinterpreting our feelings as facts, of mistaking our perceptions for reality. This mindfulness can serve as a gentle reminder to pause, to reflect, and to seek perspective beyond our immediate experiences. Let us remember, dear listeners, that our feelings, powerful as they might be, are not definitive arbiters of truth. They are guideposts, signals from within that can provide valuable insights, but they are not the final word. As we come closer to the end of today's episode, let's take a moment to reflect on our discussion. We've explored the concept of superstructures as tools to navigate our realities, the significance of the God-shaped hole within each of us, and the myriad ways we can choose to fill that void. As we continue to navigate the vast expanse of our thoughts and beliefs, it's essential to remember that the journey is as important as the destination. The process of questioning, exploring, and choosing a superstructure is a testament to our capacity for growth, transformation, and self-discovery. While we use these superstructures as guides and reference points, they should never constrict or define us. It's important to avoid dogmatism and maintain flexibility. We must continuously reassess and refine our beliefs as we encounter new experiences, learn new information, and gain new insights. This ongoing process of self-discovery and self-improvement is at the core of our human journey, Taylor, 2007. On that note, it's worth remembering that the choice of a superstructure is deeply personal. There's no one-size-fits-all approach here. Each of us has a unique journey, a unique set of experiences and perspectives. Therefore, the superstructure that resonates with one person might not resonate with another. It's a matter of personal alignment, not universal agreement. Habermas, 1987. As we come to the end of today's episode, let's take a moment to reflect on the key insights we've explored. We've delved into the concept of superstructures as frameworks that help us navigate our realities, the significance of the God-shaped hole within each of us, and the diverse ways we can choose to fill that void. Remember, the journey of finding or creating a superstructure that resonates with you is a deeply personal one. It requires introspection, critical thinking, and a willingness to step outside of your comfort zone. It's about finding a framework that aligns with your deepest truths and empowers you to navigate the world on your terms. As you continue on this path of self-discovery, here are some practical steps you can take. 1. Reflect on your current beliefs and values. What gives your life meaning and purpose? What are the guiding principles that shape your decisions and actions? 2. Explore different philosophies, belief systems, and frameworks. Read, listen, and engage with diverse perspectives. See what resonates with you and what challenges your assumptions. 3. Practice critical thinking. Question your beliefs and the beliefs of others. Be open to adjusting your perspectives when faced with new information or experiences. 4. Engage in introspective practices. Whether it's through journaling, meditation, or deep conversations with others, take time to reflect on your inner landscape and the bigger questions of life. 5. Embrace the journey. Remember that the process of questioning, exploring, and refining your superstructure is ongoing. Be open to growth, change, and the discovery of new truths. Ultimately, the superstructure you choose is less important than the process of choosing itself. It's about being an active participant in your own life, claiming ownership of your thoughts and beliefs, and having the courage to question, explore, and grow. So, dear listeners, as you navigate the vast expanse of your own thoughts and beliefs, remember that you are the architect of your own reality. The superstructure you choose to adopt or create is a reflection of your unique perspective, a testament to your individuality, and an affirmation of your humanity. May your journey be filled with wonder, growth, and the joy of self-discovery. Until next time, stay curious, stay open-minded, and most importantly, stay true to yourself.